Brothers and sisters, tomorrow is the feast of the Archangels, and the Blue Mass is traditionally celebrated near or on the feast of the Archangels. St. Michael, St. Gabriel, St. Raphael, these are the Archangels. St. Michael the Archangel is the leader of the angelic forces, the army of God. In the book of Revelation, we read these words, "Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels battled against the dragon. The dragon and its angels fought back, but they did not prevail, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven." The huge dragon, the ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, who deceived the whole world, was thrown down to earth, and its angels were thrown down with it. For centuries, brothers and sisters, Christians have sought the intercession of St. Michael. St. Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. St. Michael is also the patron of police officers, our men and women in blue. To our police officers, know that we look to you for assistance in difficult times. And you have been there for our families, friends, and neighbors, to defend and protect and keep us safe. You also know that daily you place yourselves in harm's way, carrying out your duties. This is why it is important that we gather today before God to lift you in prayers and express gratitude for your service. Our thoughts and our prayers are especially with the families of police officers who have died in the line of duty. This Blue Mass also honors those men and women, our finest, who have passed. We also ask God's protection on all law enforcement officers. Carrying out your duties, you confront certain situations that will demand much from you, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Your own abilities may not be sufficient, and that is why you can rely in a power beyond your own. When you face these times, trusting God and His strength, do not be afraid to commend yourself to Him, and every day ask for the divine assistance. Also, don't neglect to seek help for yourselves as you deal with the stress of your profession, so that you can continue to help us. You have the support of many who desire your well-being and goodness. In celebrating this Holy Mass for you, we express our gratitude for your service to promote the common good. We thank God for you, and we thank you for your sacrifice. The parable of the rich man and Lazarus captures our imagination and is thought-provoking. This is exactly what a parable is meant to do. It makes us stop and question. More importantly, it makes the listener, all of us, ask, what has this parable to do with me? This parable has many themes: wealth, poverty, consequences of actions or lack of actions in this world, and eternity. This parable is about reversal of destinies. the reversal between the rich man and Lazarus. The first reversal is the name or no name of the characters. The two main characters are the rich man and poor man Lazarus. Of all the parables that Jesus tells in the gospel, this is the only time where he gives us the name of one of his characters. We are never told the name of the Good Samaritan or the prodigal son, but we are told the name of the poor man. His name is Lazarus. The rich man, on the contrary, is given no name. What is interesting is that in our world today, the rich are always known by their name. They are mentioned every day by name in television or newspapers or social media, whereas the poor are hardly mentioned by name, except as numbers or statistics. In this parable, that is reversed. The poor man is named, and the rich man remains nameless. Another reversal is their way of life. They live two different ways of life. The rich man lived a life of luxury. He dressed in purple garments and fine linen. These were the most important and expensive clothes of the time. This tells us that he belongs to the super wealthy. He dines sumptuously, not just now and then, but each day. The contrast is the poor man, Lazarus. He is covered with sores, unlike the rich man's fine clothes. And he would gladly have eaten the scraps that fell from the rich man's table. Dogs even used to come and lick his sores. Lazarus suffers terribly, and no one takes notice except the dogs. They are the only ones who show him any attention or compassion. Everything is reversed at death. Death changes everything. When the poor man Lazarus died, we are told that angels escorted him to the bosom of Abraham. He is welcomed and finds comfort. The rich man also died. All that is said about his funeral is the rich man died and was buried. Being rich, you would think he would have had a large and lavish funeral. And now he is in the netherworld, where he is in torment, and Lazarus is comforted. Another reversal which we should take note of is how close they lived to one another. They were literally neighbors. In life, the rich man and Lazarus were near one another. Only a few feet separated them. In life, they appeared to be close to one another, but now in eternity, they are far from one another. From his place of suffering, the rich man can see Abraham and Lazarus. He says, "Father Abraham, have pity on me. Send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue." And Abraham responds, "A great chasm is established to prevent anyone from crossing who might want to wish to go from one side to yours or from yours to ours." In life, Lazarus lies at the gate of the rich man. The rich man could not have avoided seeing him. Now they can see one another, but can come no closer. Brothers and sisters, we should not conclude that the rich man is in hell because he was rich or wealthy. That is not the point of the parable. One way that may help us understand the point of the parable is the name Lazarus. Lazarus is a Greek version of the Hebrew name Eliezer, which means God helps, or God has helped. Lazarus knew his situation, and in his poverty, he placed his trust in God. He placed his life in God's hands and was welcomed into heaven. It is interesting that even after death, the rich man continues to treat Lazarus in a condescending way. From his place of torment, he does not speak directly to Lazarus, but only to Abraham. He looks down on Lazarus. The rich man even asks Abraham to tell Lazarus to bring him comfort and quench his thirst, the very thing he would not do for Lazarus in life. The reason why the rich man is now in torment is not because he stole from Lazarus or broke one of the commandments or was evil. His heart is the problem. This man lives in a way that shows he completely centered on himself, his wealthy home, his clothes, his food. He is concerned about himself, and this has hardened his heart. He was so blinded that he could not see Lazarus, who was only a few feet away from him. He never responded in compassion. In life, the rich man was never moved to do anything for the neighbor. Dear friends, the reason why he didn't help Lazarus could be it was too risky to get involved, or might cost too much, or the poor don't deserve it. Our hearts can become hardened for many reasons. The sin of indifference condemns the rich man. Even in death, he is not repentant. He wants Lazarus to warn his brothers, still treating him as one less than himself. He does not see his failure in life, and so he cannot see his failure now in eternity. Brothers and sisters, when I see the homeless, suffering, and lonely, do I say to myself, I could be them? Do I recognize that I am poor? My poverty may not be so obvious to others. I am poor and in need of help too. Can I turn to God like Lazarus, begging for God's compassion? Our hearts can move us to assist others because we know how dependent and needy we are on God. Without God's goodness and generosity, we are nothing. We come to this Eucharist because we are poor and hungry like Lazarus, not because we are self-satisfied, confident in our own abilities, or only concerned about ourselves. Here at this table, Christ always looks on me with compassion and welcomes me. Let me conclude with words from St. Teresa of Calcutta, Mother Teresa. Today, somebody is suffering. Today, somebody is in the street. Today, somebody is hungry. We have only today to make Jesus known, loved, served, fed, clothed, sheltered. Do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will not have them if we do not feed them today.